Sounds like there's a little bit of an echo.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're live. Hi everyone, it's John Chang here, and we've got Chevokas Luring of Fantastic Productions, and George Johan of what's the current production company, George? It's
Man, let's just leave it at George Ohan. I'm here. Let's do it.
Alrighty, sounds good. And we're here to basically look at Chevokas' production company and some of the different things that he's doing online to promote his company and the work that he's doing with different musicians and artists. One of the things that I think first thing we looked at was just simply the Facebook page and stuff. In fact, what I'll do is let me go ahead and switch on here the. Let me go to.
Yeah, I got a few notes about the social media stuff too, so
Okay.
we could just talk about that. And if you want, Chevokas, you could have something ready to take some notes with. And this isn't something that's make or break it. It's just a couple of things that we quickly noticed, we went over, and like we were talking about in the green room, like John was telling you, this Google Hangout, the purpose of it really is so we can up your business. You know, after this Google Hangout, hopefully within 6 weeks or less, you actually book another client. You have somebody that you did not know before this Google Hangout. They hire you and you produce a beat for them. You do something for them that is business related because of the strategies or the techniques or the small adjustments that we gave you. And so far with the companies we have worked with, it has been working. And we're trying to get to that 10x factor. You know, we're entrepreneurs, we're business people ourselves. We're trying to hustle. We're trying to make this thing happen too. We've gotten a 2x, we've gotten a 3x, and we're talking about the times, the amount that they're selling, or how much they're doing in volume, or how many leads they're gaining. So whatever it is, we're hoping this is going to be an extra little shot in the arm for your business and for yourself. And really, this is for the knowledge seekers. You know, if this was 5 years ago, you probably were not mentally at the place where you were seeking that knowledge. You thought, oh man, I got this. But as you get older and wiser, you realize maybe I need a mentor. Maybe I need to go seek this knowledge. I need to talk to some people. Well, now this is that talk, you know, and so we'll just move forward with those ideas in mind. All right?
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah,
All
so
right, John, go ahead.
Okay, let's go to the Facebook page here. This is for the Shockmatic Productions. And
That's actually my regular page. My Shockmatic Productions is facebook.com/Shockmatic Productions.
Okay.
That's just my personal page.
Hold on a second here.
Yeah,
Shockmatic Productions. That one's Shockmatic Music. So Productions?
Right.
Okay, let's bring that one up here. Here we go.
Yeah, 342, that's it.
Okay. So, George, what are your thoughts just looking at the Facebook page?
Okay, so, I mean, I looked at the Facebook page. I went down to the Twitter, the Instagram, looked at the SoundCloud, all, you know, the stuff that was posted. Number one is the About section. So let's click on the About section. To me, it's really, really dry. There's no selling yourself. There's no call to action as a customer. And I have this conversation with pretty much everybody that invites me to their Facebook page to like it. I'll like their page, and I just send them a little inbox. People, I'd say 10% of the people are offended. 90% are very thankful and gracious that, you know, I took the time to say, hey, you know, you can do this to make your Facebook page better. But nothing there in the About section says, do this. Hire me because of this. You know, like, okay, here we go. So founded in 2008, the affiliation, I get it. We got Miguel, 6 Reasons. You know, Keek the Sneak, Roscoe Molly. We're doing the name drops, and which I like that, the affiliation. I thought that was great. The short description, this is where you could take more, you know, you could take a lot more time to describe something that gets somebody hook, line, and sinker. Remember, you're not trying to sell a beat to Dr. Dre right now. You're trying to sell a beat to somebody that can afford your beat. You want to find a qualified buyer. What is that? You know, who does that look like? What is that target demographic? You know, oh, it's a rapper. No, not every rapper has the $1,000 that it takes to get a Shockmatic beat. you know, or whatever that price is. So it's like, who's my qualified buyer? Because everybody wants that $10 beat, but you don't provide those. You have a much quality product. So it's like, look, dude, I know, I get it. You have $300 and you want this beat, but that's not how it works. You know, I appreciate you. I got a homeboy, I got a friend over here, and he does $300 beats right now. But currently, I'm not in a position to do that. You know, it's like playing like playing dominoes. Not all money's good money. You know, you got to pass some of that. So right here, call to action. Give me something. Ask me to do something. Tell me more about yourself. Really make me want to work with you.
So what kind of things would you say would be good to put there? What kind of calls to action would make sense for?
I would first of all have to identify who the target market is, but it would.
Yeah, I agree. So I guess let's switch back here a little bit. So Chevokas, who would you say though, like, have you worked with in the past that like you really enjoyed working with, and also for that matter that like, you know, if you could work with them day in and day out, that would be like kind of, you know, just your bread and butter kind of client and stuff. Who can you describe who they are, what they're about, what you know?
I think the best experience I've had so far is with B. Wash. He's an artist, a local artist, upcoming. He's from
the
Fresno.
Is hot.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
You guys killed it with that one, man. I was gonna. That's actually one of my notes that you guys need to push that a lot more, because sitting at about 1,000 views, no, dude, that thing needs to go up. That thing is.
Well, actually, it's at 100K right now.
Where did I see it? I guess saw it on YouTube.
Yeah, if you put this link though, there was this blog that actually reposted it, and it's at 100K right now. The blog that
okay. I missed that. Okay, then great, good.
Yeah, if you look at my SoundCloud, you'll see it on there. Reposted on there. So
okay.
But yeah, with him, it was the reason why I liked it was because of the fact that his brand, Time Records, they make the process really easy as far as getting the work done. You know, obviously taking care of business with financing, funding, and everything. Also with paperwork, doing the split sheets, doing the mechanical royalty paperwork, making sure everything was taken care of. Everything was very professional. So that's the kind of client I want to work with for business. They're focused on marketing and branding records, putting a push behind the music, as well as visually capturing the concept visually, which I felt like George said, they dropped the ball on that visually. They didn't have a good industry appeal to it, which I felt could have furthered the traffic of that song.
So one of the things I would say then that, you know, just even on the your cover, let's go back real quick. I would say that like if you show some aspects of that on your cover sheet for the Facebook page, that would really be. I mean, it's great to have your logo, but I think that like just showing, this is some of the things that you showed about, like candid behind the scenes shots and stuff. That would kind of, for me as a artist and musician, gives me more of a sense of what you're about then, more so than your logo. Does that make sense?
Right. Okay.
So you can have like, you know, like 3 panels and just basically shots of like different shoots, you know, in the studio, and even like, you know, something kind of like, it could be something funny or like kind of something where like you're just, you know, sitting there like kind of working on, you know, like it just looks, you know, clearly like you're working on paperwork or whatever. Just so that gives the artist and musician that this is what Shockmatic Productions is about. They're there for these different aspects of getting my, you know, music made and out to the people and stuff like that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that logo, I was gonna say it's nice because it's black and white, it's simple, and for the branding purposes, it is consistent across the properties, across the online properties. I do see it, but like John's saying, for that, you know, if we see what you're doing and that's just a logo on the picture itself, I think that will be more effective for you.
Okay, I agree with that. 100%.
Okay. Let's see what he'll here.
Okay.
Now,
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say on the Twitter, it looks like there's like the RT Death Robot, just like retweeting on the conundrum, you know. So whenever I click on here, it takes me on. Oh, take me to the Twitter tab, John, on Facebook right there. There's a Twitter tab.
Yep.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so here we go. So I had to click on Twitter. That's one click, and then I click on that link right there for me, John.
This one?
No, the on the first tweet, on where it says 21. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Okay, so that's 2. Okay, so now let's click on the link again once it opens.
Okay.
Okay, so let's where's it at? Oh, this one. Okay, so by the time I got to the third click, I'm finally into your music.
Yeah.
So, you see how long that took before, and then I still got to click it one more time.
And I'll tell you, that's one of the things that I have to admit, I find that I'm starting to kind of question about SoundCloud embedding. I've had the same thing with on my website, that like it takes a while to load, and even on desktop, people have only so much patience and stuff, but on mobile, people have zero patience. So you have to really look at as well what your audience, how they're accessing your stuff. And I'm guessing that it's probably on mobile. So that's the only things I mean, I understand that you're driving traffic to the site and stuff, but that's one of the things you have to kind of watch out for as well, is the experience of your customers.
Maybe you're not driving any traffic. Maybe you're just pissing people off at this point because they're like, damn, I was gonna give you a shot. I was gonna try this out. It's like click, 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 and it's not that I remember you and I stay mad at you. No, I just never come back. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all that happens. I don't hold a social media grudge. I'm just talking about how we act. And just think about how you are online. You're like, damn, oh, forget it. I'm going somewhere else. You're gone. So this might be better as.
It's really tricky nowadays. Yeah, people's attention span, like, it used to be 6 seconds. I think we're down to, like, maybe 3 seconds now, to be honest.
I think we're down to half a breath.
Microwave generation.
Yeah. An easy way to battle this, what a solution basically is, you could get whatever song that you have and chop that down to little 15-second increments. Okay, so that way that could be a quick little Instagram video, but that teaser is what gets them to finally say, damn, that was hot. Okay, I like that. Let me go check it out now. But if the song is, say, I don't know, let's use 2 minutes, for example. Well, that's going to be 2 minutes of 15, 15, 15, 15. So that one song now, you get 8 songs out of it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You get 8 little short 15-second clips out of it now. So as far as social media is concerned, now you have, if somebody Googles music, this, that, whatever hashtags, whatever things that you use, you have 8 different windows of opportunity for somebody to find that same song, and when they do, they're going to immediately be able to hear the song instead of going through 4 clicks to possibly get to it.
Well, I was kind of wondering, question for me to you guys was that with the tactic with that was that we're sending out the new single "Soul Out" that you've seen on the cover. Is a single I recently produced, but we sent that out to many blogs. The reason why we sent it out to different music blogs, as you know, is having your song on music blogs increases the as far as Google search optimization, it increases what pops up in Google searching. So we try to get it on different hot popular blogs. That blog right there in particular is triple hip hop headquarters. So when they actually submitted to their website, I sent it to them through email. Once they posted it on their website, and they tagged us via social media that they posted it on there, I was just retweeting the fact that they acknowledged and posted our record on their website, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, but that wasn't actually a tactic for us to actually promote, like, here's our song. It was more so of, hey, it's co-signed from this website that actually supported our song, this blog, this reputable blog that supported our song. So, I don't know.
Okay, so the follow-up to that then is, look, if you want to retweet that, because of course you want to get that shine, but then you have to put something that lets somebody listen to it.
Right. Okay.
You see, because you're thinking they're going to go through every step to listen to it. They don't like you yet. Once they like you, once they know what you're about, they will go through those steps. But right now, we don't got it like that. We have to get these guys way sooner.
Right. That makes sense.
I mean, that's the thing about it too. To be honest, it's definitely not a one-time shot. Like, people think of social media as they broadcast it out on Twitter. and then they're done. But you really actually have to find multiple ways to expose, your ideal audience and stuff like that. So that, different times can be, like you said, done where basically you're contacting these targeted blogs and stuff, these music blogs. But another one is just like what George is saying, is also having it in a format that's more digestible and like kind of, these clips and stuff like that. So that's also like something to kind of look at for your strategies, what you're saying. We're definitely missing the clips that we're doing, but we're saying that these are other ways to get those multiple touches, because that's one of the things that they talk about, whether you're doing selling real estate to selling music, or it's the same in that you have that multiple touches.
John, can you click on there on the Twitter tab again?
Yeah, hold on a second.
All right, thanks. I wanted to talk about the hashtags, and you can see it over here very clearly. So if you look at the timeline, you see you're missing an opportunity every time a tweet goes out and there's no hashtag on there. And so that's free data, that's free metadata that you could just take advantage of, and it doesn't cost you anything besides the time to put it in there. So let me see down here, Triple Q supports. I see the blogs, music, whatever. But on the retweets, if there's a way for you to actually take the time to put the hashtags on there because you're actually retweeting important stuff, definitely take the time to try to drop those hashtags inside of that stuff.
Okay? I see a couple here, like music, blog, internet radio. Those are good ones. The thing is, though, there may be ones also like I don't know about
Triple HQ only means something to somebody that's in that world of blogs and music and finding that stuff out. But if you just want me, some guy with money that happens to like new music, and I'm like, damn, that's pretty good, I'll download that right now and actually pay for it, then I would never just find that because it's not having hashtag music or new music or indie or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely want to pay attention to what hashtags your audience is using. Like that's one of the things that like you want to like as you're looking at different tweets from them, is just build up this kind of a list of those hashtags that are hot. Because you have stuff like Right Tag, which is a great site for finding hashtags, but that's more like and broad. But then like to the extent that you find the ones that like your core audience is using, that's the key.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good information. So focusing on stuff that pertains to our target audience. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really just from basically studying them, like just watching on the different fan sites and stuff like that. When you're seeing the conversations going on Twitter.
Right. Okay. That's really good advice.
If you have 10 favorite artists or 10 artists that you think you would be similar to, your artist it falls in with these 10 artists, look at all 10 of their Twitter feeds back to back to back, and what are their fans talking about? What are their current hashtags?
Okay.
You can jump right into that world very quickly.
Right. Okay. That's smart. Okay.
So that's an easy way to use that. The next thing is your Instagram. Half of your Instagram is your family, and half of your Instagram is your work. So pick one. Pick a side. And I get it. People want to show their love, like they want to show you're a human being too. You're a regular guy making your thing happen, you're working on your things, but then you're also a producer and this and this and that. No. But when I look at it, I'm like, are you doing it at the level I want to be messing with, or is this the guy dropping off his kid to school that I don't know?
Right.
Right. Speaking of which, like if there's a picture of your kid and he's at his school, for safety reasons, I don't think that's a good idea.
Right.
Based on you're in the entertainment industry, you're around all these people all the time, people you don't know, you're just dealing with clients and things, and that's a very personal thing.
Right.
And now you're over here publicizing this thing.
I think it's one thing to have like your kids if like they're on set with you or in the studio and stuff like that, but I think it's another thing where it's like more of your home setting. Like that, you should definitely have a personal account and a business account, and the business one should be where the different aspects of where your family's involved with the business and stuff. But really, I think that's the kind of place to kind of make it where you kind of make it a little bit more drawing the line, so to speak, because I definitely understand, like, especially nowadays, that like the lines blur a lot. That's just the reality at the end of.
I really thank you for that, because that's one of the things I've always battled with. Was in my mind, I felt that I should do that. And I was like, you know what, it's not professional.
Yeah.
I thought it's not professional, but I felt like I was crossing the lines. And I did
Yeah, I mean,
personal life and business, the business world, creating that equal, that perfect balance. So I'm gonna definitely take that to account and erase those immediately and keep this as my business page.
The way I approach it, Chevokas, is if it's going to go online, it's business. You know, people think, oh, he posted that, so I know him. That's my guy. I know every. Nah, dude, look at. I have to have my own life. I have to have my own space. I have to have my own time. I got to have my own thing going on. And I offer enough to the world. I offer enough to my clients. I offer enough to my future clients that I can keep a little piece of myself for myself. And it's fair to do that. As business people, we feel like, well, is it fair? Is it this? You know, like, what side should we take? On the social media, I just always approach it as, if anybody found this anywhere, fine, good, I don't care. And so that's how I protect it. That's why I don't take pictures of myself inside of my home with my equipment and my things and whatever else. It's just like, because I don't want to show those things, you know? And I am very aware of that, and I train that, and I teach that. Like, we are trying to build a better digital citizen, and it's like, what's the proper etiquette? There's no right or wrong. It's just, what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to give up to this social world? So you yourself owe that to yourself and to your family to keep some of your stuff private.
I think that's
how does it
also
affect your branding as well?
Yeah, for me, like it's the aspect of, like, you know, where I see myself as more as a producer as well than a celebrity, stuff like that. Like, to me, I think celebrities are really caught in that bind where they kind of have to give up, you know, like George was talking about. But I think as a producer and production companies and stuff, we don't have to. And like, in other words, it's great different times to show aspects of our personal lives in terms of how it, you know, is on by our business and stuff. But I think that's where we can kind of like draw the line harder, because we're not celebrities. We're not about, like, that. We don't feel the need to show all aspects of our lives, because, you know, the thing is, though, people do care about what a celebrity drinks or wears or whatever, or something like that. But, you know, I'm just as glad that nobody cares what I'm drinking or wearing or eating and stuff like that. Like, I mean, although I do share it from time to time, but that's a whole other, you know, thing and stuff like that. That's more for, like, I have a lifestyle blog and personality as well, but that's, you know, like, that's where I kind of draw the line. Like, for my business things, for my you know, marketing company, it's the things that's related to that.
Okay. That's very, very great advice. I wrote that down too. Keeping pertaining to that, I always felt that my view of that was always feel like, branding-wise, that would help people respect my journey. Like, kind of understand me, my journey, my family, things. But you're absolutely right in what you're saying. Absolutely right.
Okay. The next thing I saw is the Young California page with DJ K. Rich, and you had on there the Omar Aura, I think. What is it? Featuring the Kid Ryan. Was that something you'd work on?
Right. Yes.
No? Okay.
Yes.
So that one, you got to do more of that, because it's basically dropping your artist in with 15 to 20 known. I mean, we're talking Drake, Kid Ink, this guy, that guy, everybody, and then we got Omar Aura, and it's from a respectable DJ that actually DJs clubs and radio stations, and he has that in the same lineup with all these other artists. So that's a strong, strong strategy to get a bunch of your artists or a bunch of your music, like including that B. Walsh Mobbin, in these mixes, in these lineups. You should make your own mix. You should make 9 artists and then one of your artists in there, and just make all these different playlists, and make another Gmail account and just drop them all. Just keep posting them on YouTube or whatever. But now you have your artist in the mix all the time with other hot people. Make it like the gym workout, the 30-minute workout, a 30-minute mix. Like a DJ, you know, you're just putting all these songs together, but you're always putting in 1 or 2 of your own artists, 1 or 2 of your own artists. And you're just kind of sneaking them in there, because how else would somebody's probably not going to go looking for Omar Ora, but if they find Drake in a playlist and Omar Ora's in there, then hey, you get to take advantage of that.
All right. That's good wisdom. It's bringing the awareness by attaching it to like a higher
to a group, to an entire group, because it's like if this song, because a lot of artists I ask them, who are you most like? You know, if I was a fan of this person, would I be a fan of you? And they always say, oh, I'm like this guy or that guy, but this song is like this guy. So I'm like, okay, if this artist has this song and it sounds like that artist, then we want to put them in the same playlist. We want it to be similar because our fans, sometimes they are followers. You know, that's the whole point, is they go with the flow, and we want that because when they see this and they hear a certain kind of music and they're like, damn, that's hot, who is this guy? And then they actually have to look at the name. That's the first time they actually had to look at the name. It's like, what are we doing to really, that's the call to action. How are we encouraging that?
That's true. Okay. Perfect.
All right, John, let's go on. Let's hit him with some questions. Okay. Oh, wait. Real quick. I'm sorry. I want to hit him with the SWOT, the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Just a short one. There's your strengths right now, I feel like, based on just the quick analysis, is you've turned the leaf to being more positive-minded, and you understand that you need a mentor to grow in business. Okay, a lot of producers take a long time to finally realize that. You already figured that part out, so that's your strength right now. Weakness is you don't have anyone to delegate authority to. You don't have anyone to delegate tasks to. So everything we're talking about is like, oh shit, it's another thing to do. There's nobody else to pass it on to. You know, and building a team of people that believe, that's the weakness right now, is that you haven't been able to, in the past 5 years, 8 years, whatever, you haven't been able to build a team, a solid team of people that you trust and that believe in what you're doing. You know, and don't ever look at your environment and don't ever look at the people around you and say, oh, it's because of them, it's because Fresno, it's because, no, it's leadership. Always look in the mirror. When you can't build that team, including myself, everybody else, you look in the mirror and you say, what can I do different? What can I do better? How can I get these people to believe in me? Leadership. You got to read more leadership. You got to study more leadership. You got to figure out how can you lead people. If you can't even lead one person to believe in you, it's going to be hard to get a whole bunch of people to believe in you. Okay? Okay? What am I doing? And it's not what am I doing wrong. It's what can I do different. Okay? So don't look at it as a punishment thing. Look at it as a growth thing.
Right.
And building a team doesn't necessarily mean you have to hire people too. It can definitely be a combination of, you know, different times. Folks who are like kind of raising their hands saying that they, you know, like what you're doing, the work you're doing, stuff like that. I've had different times where I've set up nonprofits based on volunteers, like basically where, and George has as well, where people are just contributing their time just for the love of, you know, and belief in your mission and stuff. So, you know, different times if you're projecting that like you have this mission of getting these artists music out in the world that's more than making money, stuff like that, that's what you're going to attract as well, that kind of effort.
Okay, next thing, so we talked about the strength, we talked about weakness, now some of your opportunities. I feel like right now, it's 2015, it's our turn. I mean, right now, the technology, the distribution, what we have on hand is, you know, you have the talent, you have the experience, finally. We could not have had this conversation even 1 year ago. Even 12 months ago, you were not ready to have this talk that we're having right now. So that's why I know right now is your time. But because of the technology, you have at your fingertips more power than the Pharaoh of Egypt, okay? I mean, you have every single, whatever you wish, your command is just right there on the internet. And you have the ability to make commands and send in requests and ask everyone you want to ask for anything that you want to ask for. So you got to take advantage of that. That is your opportunity right now.
Yeah, I mean, just like right here, what we're doing, you know, like, I mean, on your laptop, you can have basically the power of a production studio. I mean, this kind of technology years ago, to have this kind of distribution and stuff, you would have needed like a studio like CNN, and nowadays you can do it with just a laptop out of your own home. So that's just a perfect example of how much power you have at your fingertips.
Yeah, very powerful.
And then, the last thing, the threat, you know, what I think can be a threat to you right now is you cannot be reactive. You have to be proactive. You've got to think ahead. You've got to be a visionary, and you have to act on your visions, okay? You can't sleep on them. You can't think, oh, yeah, it might come, it might not, whatever. So if we're talking about if we're talking about building a team as a weakness, well, that's why it's also a threat. So what is the level of seriousness of your team, of the people that you think are on your team right now? How serious are they? And is there going to be a lack of preparation when that time comes? Because you know what? You have had opportunities before. I've had opportunities. John Chang's had opportunities. We've all had opportunities. But when that time came, were we properly prepared? And so now we're talking about your artists, the people you're dealing with, the people part of your team. Do they know what you know? Are you training them? Are you teaching them? Are you coaching them? Are you mentoring them? Are they properly prepared when that time is coming?
Right.
So that's a threat. So it's like, okay, as a leader now, you got to take that time to train your people. You got to train your army.
Train. Leadership.
Yeah, I mean, that to me, like, out of the different leaders that I serve, the same idea that leadership is not about bossing people around. Leadership is about coaching. That's the key part of leadership, and that's one of the things like you rarely see. You know, like that people realize. You know, like especially in the civilian world, where people are have the manager mindset, and that what that is like that they're more interested about, you know, kind of like having people follow orders and to kind of you know, just basically complete lists and stuff, and it's really not about that. To the extent that you can help them to figure out what those lists are to do, like their to-do lists and stuff, to have the individuals like decide each day to take their own initiative, that's what you're wanting to kind of train and to bring up is in other words, ideally to create future leaders that would be, you know, your best promoters and stuff.
Okay. Train.
So, Chevokas, what would you say, like, if right now you were at the next level, what does that look like to you in terms of your business?
Man, being able to, for one, being able to have a structure to where I can produce from the concept, produce a record, and fully produce it from beginning to end, brand marketing, promoting the record, and then obviously seeing that take off and create success, hitting billboards, radio stations, fully getting behind promotion, making sure we're fully promoting that song to the point where we're getting tours and selling merch and, you know, full ball. I feel like that'll be a level where I will feel like I'm successful as a business where we're fully doing that and we're starting Productions 100%.
So one of the things that I'm wondering if you've done is like just taking a whiteboard, for example. Let me pull one up from here. So just basically taking a whiteboard and written down, you know, those different kind of things that you just talked about, like just laying out what those key jobs or roles are and stuff like that. And then, you know, start identifying what are possible ways to kind of fill those roles. Because the thing is, though, like George has talked about already, you can't do it alone. And so it's the thing that, like, as long as you kind of have it in front of you, like who or what the roles are, and then start picturing who those people can be and stuff like that, whether you know them or, like, start kind of, you know, identifying, you know, what they would look like and stuff like that. Believe me, the amazing thing will happen is that, like, they'll appear. I mean, that's the thing. Like, until you kind of, like, take the time to identify it and then start kind of being clear about what it is that will, you know, fill those roles and stuff, it won't happen because, like, the thing is that's the thing. As long as it's an idea of something that might happen, it's just going to stay that way, just stay there. But once you start making something tangible, something that, you know, is in front of you, that you see day to day and stuff like that, you'll be amazed at what happens next.
Right. What I've done is I've taken the time. I actually have a business plan, which I will email to you guys. I have a business plan. I have a 5-year business plan that I've mapped out thoroughly with the vision, implementing the vision, what I'm trying to accomplish. I went from originally my structure was trying to be a music producer, I started out selling a lot of beats, and it wasn't consistent. There was no consistent income. I was at the position where I wasn't chasing. I was always chasing the dream. Having to beg artists to get up, not beg, but having to pretty much constantly stay on artists to get on my tracks. So the thing was with that, I had no control over releasing product. And with any business, obviously the first main thing is the product. So I was like, well, how can I grow my brand? How can I generate more customers, create more, a larger following, raise the awareness of my music? So I changed my whole structure of just focusing on production, and now, in a sense, I'm a record label. I'm doing record label tasks, independent record label tasks, but my focus is right now I'm wearing many hats. I'm a production company that my job is, I found an artist named Conundrum. He's a local artist. And I said, you know what? I've been studying the internet. I've been studying branding and marketing. I've been studying how the record business works. And I said, I'm gonna find an artist that I can say it's gonna be in my portfolio. And I'm gonna create content with him from scratch. So we created a record, a soul live record. I'm gonna make sure visually we take care of artwork, we take photography, websites. Get the record produced at high quality, which is something I already do. Get it mixed, mastered, the full thing. Take care of administrative tasks, copyrights, publishing, split sheets, all the whole deal. Take care of all that stuff. Then on the back end, making sure I'm looking into promotions. How are we going to effectively position the song where the world can hear it? Because everybody, because of the internet nowadays, I think that's one of the things that's wrong with the music industry. Everybody has. They just rely on social media. They rely on Facebook, SoundCloud, Instagram, Twitter, which is not a problem, but I feel like there's so many more things to do promotional-wise, promotional tactics, marketing tactics, to get a fan base engaged to listening to your song. What's going to make them want to come? So these are the things that I'm thinking about. Launching different giveaways, promo tactics. We're working on something right now. We're going to launch for October, the breast cancer awareness, attaching that with his name to where I'm Conundrum. I support breast cancer awareness, like doing a funding of some sort with this community, and positioning the song with that. If you donate, give the song away, give this worship, whatever. Just attaching to something of higher value. So as far as the module of Shockmatic Productions, like I said, I'm focusing on music production, marketing, and promotion. So where I can have the power and access to release a song at any time and I push it. Versus before, what was happening was I put out a song with B. Wash or Omar Orr. I put my time into producing a record, and it only goes so far because that artist lacked the budget or the artist lacked the know-how of how to fully get that record out there and gain exposure. So what happens is you have these nice records, quality records that just sit by the way, they go by the wayside. They stop pushing them. There's no video shots on them. They just go away. Look at County Riders. It could have did more, but it stopped for whatever reason. So my thing is, I was like, I'm gonna take matters into my own hands and figure out how I can effectively keep breaking barriers, getting these songs to the next level. How can we push to 200K, 300K, 400K? Just keep pushing, building a base, a loyal fan base to keep coming back and for new products that we're releasing. So that's been a focus now with Shockmatic Productions.
I think one of the things that just even George mentioned as well, the fact that you're talking with is pretty key. And if anything, that's pretty part of what you're to do as well with your artists as well. The things we're talking with you about is the kind of things that you need to kind of help them to see as well. Because ultimately, you can't do everything, as production companies. The artists themselves, especially nowadays, they have this kind of power as well to be part of their promotion, be part of their marketing engine. And if anything, they need to be. I mean, that's just the reality of today as well. People expect that. The fans expect that.
Right. For sure.
But so what that means then is that you're helping to coach them and to kind of show them the way.
Correct. Yeah, that's the tough part where I started having issues with, because it's the maturity, the mindset again. The artist I'm having right now, he's 22 years old, but he lacks. For sure, he has a creative drive, but they lack the business mindset. So,
dude, you need to tell them what was Drake doing when he was 22 years old. You know, like
right.
don't take that shit as an excuse. When I was 22 years old, I was about to be a staff sergeant in the Army in charge of a lot of men doing a bunch of shit. So don't get me like this, oh, I'm 22, I don't know what to do. Fuck that. No,
Right.
don't even, as the leader, as the commander of your ship, don't take any excuses like that. You're like, no, dude, you're an adult. You're a grown adult man, and you should be able to do this baby little tiny task, and it's promoting your own stuff. Come on.
Right.
And I have a feeling that, like, if they're working with you, that they probably have a similar mindset. That's one of the things that, you know, like, people kind of make the whole law of attraction thing as this kind of woo-woo thing and stuff. But really, like, we attract the things that we really want more of in our own lives. And you know, like you said, you change your mindset from chasing deals, which is the law of repulsion, versus now you have more of a law of attraction. It's just like, for example, how we're talking with you is because you attracted this into your life. You were open to improving your business, and you kind of basically put out that energy that, like, hey, I'm ready, you know, like, kind of. And so that's one of the things that, like, you want to encourage the artists to kind of see these as. It's not a thing of, like, trying to come up with some, you know, like, mumble jumble kind of, you know, magic. So it's about, like, having this mindset that, like, they're ready for success and they want to, you know, attract that into their life.
Okay, that's true. Very true. This is very good advice.
You probably weren't expecting, like, kind of more philosophical and beyond simply, like, kind of how to do your webpage. Huh?
Right, no, not at all, man. These are key things that I know that I've been slacking on, that I need to focus on. These are kind of things that in my mind I kind of had questions about, just didn't have clarity on. So I'm glad that we're touching down on this stuff, because I always tell my artists, it's the small things that are key. The smallest things can break or make your brand. So everybody wants to focus on the big task, the music. That stuff's fine, but I tell people all the time, this music industry is 80% business, 20% music. Because this is why you have artists like Chief. No disrespect to any artist, but why you have artists like Chief Keef, that people that have stature creatively that are able to make a big impact in this business, because they understand marketing and branding and things of this nature. So this is stuff I need to work on right here that I've been witnessing. So I'm glad you guys are.
Chevokas, have you tried to do with one of your artists a college radio station run where you submit, like you're saying, to all the blogs, but hit every single college radio station that plays music with your music?
That is actually mentally what I'm trying to. No, to answer your question, no, I haven't done it. That's actually mentally what I'm focused on right now. I'm trying to figure out how that works and what's necessary as far as budgeting and tools that's necessary to make that happen.
You need nothing.
Well,
All you need to do is research, dude, and to get those websites, there's a specific list of colleges that do play music. Not every one of them does. And now the colleges actually do get tracked on BMI and all that other stuff. So when they give you spins at a college station, that actually tracks on the BMI tracking, so they're like, damn, who the hell is this guy getting 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever spins, because it's all these different colleges doing it. You can get that list, because I remember when I was at the Los Angeles Film School in the entertainment business program, that was one of the things that they taught us how to do, and I know somewhere in my notes I have the exact websites and all that stuff for that, so I'll look for it, but start looking around. You will find that information. It exists.
And the thing is, you could definitely attract somebody who's on the either music production, you know, curriculum, or somebody who's, like, interested in marketing, music marketing. You know, often, like, colleges have programs where they will basically allow somebody to kind of create their own, you know, and I've done this, you know, like, where for my MBA, I basically created a class where I did work that was basically out in the field, so to speak, and something like that. So it's just a matter of finding the right, you know, instructor or professor and stuff like that.
Oh, actually,
creating a program for, you know, the students basically become your hired guns.
No, that's a great point. Yeah, you brought up one of my classes for independent for artist management that I had. We had to get an artist and do all the homework, check out all of their social media, come up with a marketing plan, and if this was our artist, how would we promote them? So that's kind of like reverse engineering this. You Shockmatic Productions gets your EPKs, gets all your stuff together, and then you find the schools, like say the Los Angeles Film School Entertainment Business, and you say, I have an artist that if you guys are doing projects on, please use this artist. So now you hit up a bunch of film schools, a bunch of colleges, a bunch of places, business, entertainment business people, and say, here's the artist, do your projects on this guy. So basically, he might become the case study of 20 different students. Now you got 20 different bits of article and blogs and things about your artist just because students didn't have any other content. And you figure they could just look on the internet and find this content, but it's now your rights and releases and all this, but you're sending it in saying, please use this guy as a subject. It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's good. It's genius. Yeah, that's definitely something I saw that was impactful was in college tours. Because here's the thing. From right now we have a record on B95. Just from that, talking with Killer B, understanding the politics of radio, plus having singles on it before, you know, chasing radio, you either A, have to have the demand behind the song, or B, you have to have a budget to pay off these different advertisements or events that they do on radio, giveaways and stuff like that on contests on radio stations. So I said, hey, I'm not chasing that. That's chasing again. I want to find opportunities and lanes of people that are willing to accept independent music and support it. So college radio was the one I started looking into. But as far as when I was looking into it, I was told that from an article I read that you need to have one sheets and you need to send in music and you know, so I was like, well, what do I need exactly for a package of stuff that I need to send in? Do I need merch? I can woo the DJs and the music directors away by, hey, here's some merchandise, here's our music.
Man, I would say, no, don't believe anybody unless they've done it. Unless you're talking to DJ Hectic or you're talking to somebody that's done it, don't believe them, okay?
Right.
Screw that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely key, is talk to the actual DJs.
My source was from CD Baby, you know, cdbaby.com.
Yeah, Derek Silvers.
They kind of have a DIY.
CD Baby has a vested interest for you to not go and do that because they want you to use their service to buy up all their shit and pay all for their ancillary products and take your money. So, of course, they don't want you to go that route. You know, here with the college thing is, it's some disc jockey, some 20-year-old pimple-faced geek at the college that's like, sweet, Shockmatic just sent me free music and I get to bust this thing exclusively. You know, and when you send them this email or this EPK or whatever, and you can find every one of these guys' emails online. The thing is, it takes time to do it. If you had one person searching each school, you know, you could do that. And you could target it. You want to do historically black schools, you want to do historically Latino schools, you want to do whatever that particular artist you think calls for, target even your schools that you're going after. You know, anyways, when you ask for that thing, also say, hey, do you have a college calendar? When's your next events coming up that you guys have live performances? How do we get on a live performance? And then now if you send out 100 of these and you get 5 responses, you can make a little mini tour out of those 5 schools that responded to you.
Right. Okay. And visually capture all that too.
If you don't ask 100 people, don't expect anybody to say yes.
Right. Close mouse on your fed.
Alrighty.
Correct.
So I think we're about running out of time for this time. I think let's wrap it up with so Chevokas, what would you say though? Like, is one thing that you can see out of today that you can really sink your teeth into to take away and really put into action in the next week?
Right away, man. Really, first of all, social media optimization, going and really, like I said, drawing that line between personal life, professional life, taking care of that immediately. Secondly, focus on, because like you said, I'm juggling all these hats. It's a lot for me being producing the records, doing all this stuff. Finding somebody I can delegate these tasks to, because and focusing on what can I do as a leader to help find somebody that can do marketing and promotions and advertisements, build the team of people that's necessary to further this brand. So focusing on key strengths and weaknesses within myself, leadership-wise, and finding people to delegate tasks to. I'm going to start focusing on that this week. Like I said, you guys made a valid point when you said that. If I can't get a couple people to follow me, how do I expect thousands to? So I need to really focus on that. That's been one of my weaknesses. Not burning myself out by doing all these things. It's not effective. It's counterproductive.
Awesome. Yeah, I could definitely.
That was one of the weaknesses, delegation.
Yes.
Yeah, I can definitely hear a change already in just the way you've presented that and stuff. that basically like you said, I can sense this shift in your mindset that rather than chasing things, you're gonna basically, allow the people kind of come into your life that's really gonna help you, lift you up. One of the things that I love as expression is a rising tide raises all ships. And the thing is, like, as you kind of build this tribe around you of people, they're going to basically not only support you, but they're going to lift you up and really, like, kind of, like, you're going to have people who are going to be there when it's time to celebrate, but also when things are rough. And that's pretty key. Is like when the chips are down, who's got your back? That's still, no matter what phase of business you're at, the thing that you always want to basically have building around you and stuff.
Man, that's true. That's beautiful.
Awesome.
Definitely.
So yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up this time. Thanks everyone for watching. This has been a Hangout Mastermind with Chevokas Luring and of Shockmatic Productions. We'll next time have another artist and showcasing some of the things that they're working on and stuff. Thanks again for Chevokas for coming in and sharing your business.
Thank you for having me, guys.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Sure.
George, once again, thanks again for all the great input. So we'll see you all next time. And once again, this is John with Hangout. Okay, and we're stopping the recording now.